Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Shoofly Update Show. We are back after the Easter week. We took a little week off there, ready to get back into some news and updates for you all. What's going on at Shoofly this week? We're going to dive right in with some new protocols we're going to be implementing this week at Shoofly in terms of mask wearing and cleaning protocols. So I'll let Street talk a little bit more about what to expect with mask wearing at the gym.
Yeah, so I'm sure you guys are super pumped or excited to hear that we might be making some changes. So it's not anything new. We're all used to wearing masks and we've all done such a good job of it. And I'm actually very pleased and impressed and proud of our group for sticking to guidelines and making sure we're watching out for one another and just keeping everybody safe throughout this whole pandemic. It's been really great. And it just shows how much we care about each other because we're willing to, do something we might not really want to do to make sure that no one gets sick or everyone feels safe. And so moving forward, we have some changes to make because before you know it, it's going to be 90 and 100 degrees. So we're kind of in the honeymoon period of having good weather, and then we know that it's going to get pretty hot. We also have a very large percentage of people at the gym that are fully vaccinated, which is really awesome. So moving forward, this is how we're going to approach mask wearing at the gym. Okay, so everyone pay attention and listen closely. When you arrive at the gym, you need to have your mask on, just like you have been, right? When you come to the gym, you're coming inside, you have your mask on. We're going to keep that mask on pretty much throughout the whole warm up because we know we're going to be close together. We're going to be doing the instruction at the TV screens or at the whiteboard, wherever we're at. So we're going to be standing closer than 6 feet normally with each other. So we always want to make sure that we have our mask on in that case. And if you're inside and you can physically touch somebody, they can reach out and touch you, you know that you're close enough that you're not social distancing any longer. So that is a great cue that both parties need to be wearing their mask. Now, once we get through the warm up and everyone gets organized and you're in your own area with your own stuff and we're getting ready to go like 3, 2, 1, we're lifting or we're doing the Metcon or whatever it might be, you may take your mask off. All right. Now, here's the reason why we're doing this. We have noticed that obviously no one wants to wear their mask while fitnessing, which is fine, but that has pushed everyone outside and congregating really closely around the rig. And it's not ideal, right? The whole point is to social distance. Social distancing is extremely important during these times. And now we've pushed everyone together because we're all trying to fight for outside space. So it would be way better for us to utilize our entire space and just make sure that we are social distancing. And when we're fitnessing in our own little area, we can take that mask off. So you can pop the mask down, you can take it all the way off, whatever. Now, as soon as you got to go somewhere else, like you're done fitnessing and you're going to walk around the room, you're going to go to the bathroom, you're going to get water, whatever it is, you're going to be traveling probably near other people. You need to put your mask back on, right? Just like when you go to a restaurant, you're sitting at your table. When you get up from your table, you put your mask back on. So same protocol here, all right? The nice thing about the way our gym is set up is that we have 4 different rigs, all in different locations. So it allows us to squat. It allows us to be in our own little area, and we also have 3 very large doors that we keep open with the fans going. Okay, so it's not like we're truly inside. I mean, we are inside, but it's not like we're inside. So, at all times, if you want to be wearing your mask, wear it, right? If you want to choose to take your mask off during fitnessing, then you may do that. Okay. Now, the next thing, if a coach asks you to put your mask on, we're not picking on you. We're just asking you to do that because we know that we're about to bring you guys together, or we know that we're about to be in a situation where we're no longer social distancing, and we want to make sure that everyone puts their mask on. Just like we ask, hey, make sure you grab your gymnastics grips, make sure you have your jump rope. The coach might say, hey, make sure you pop your mask on. We're getting ready to come closer and talk about something. Okay. So it's not us getting on you guys. It's just letting you know you need to put back on. Okay. So this is going to be how we move forward with our masks, and it'll probably take a little bit of adjusting, but just be very mindful and aware that we're looking out for one another, and we're going to continue to uphold our standard, and we're going to continue to make sure that everyone feels safe when they come to work out at Shoofly. Okay. Brad, am I missing anything?
I think that sounds pretty good. And
Yeah.
as always, if you're outside and away from each other, then you can have your mask off.
Exactly. So, and like I said, we are so happy and pleased with how you guys have been doing. I know this is not going to be anything that you're going to struggle with. So we just really appreciate you guys listening to us and listening to the guidelines. And we're excited to be able to slowly move forward in a new direction. Okay, gradually.
Yep. And along with the mask wearing update, we've got a little bit of an update for our cleaning protocols as well. I think you've noticed at Shoofly, we do really pride ourselves on having one of the cleanest facilities, regardless of when you come to class. We're hoping that it's a great experience and that all the equipment is clean and sanitized. So how we're going to move forward with cleaning protocols is we want to make sure we're still wiping down and using our spray bottles on any of those high touch items, things like dumbbells, kettlebells, barbells, spray down the towel and wipe it down, any of the cardio equipment. But what we're going to do moving forward is we're going to be a little bit less concerned about our bumper plates. We know that you barely touch those. You usually touch them to take them to your station, put them on the barbell, use them and put them back. So you're not going to have to worry about wiping down the plates anymore, unless you get some sweat on them. If you're like me and you're sweating over everything, then continue to wipe everything down because that's just kind of gross. So if you sweat all over a piece of equipment, make sure you wipe it down. But if you're just taking those those bumper plates to and from your station, you're not going to have to worry so much about wiping them down. We've been trying to do a good job of keeping the mats as clean as possible. You've probably seen the coaches using our we've got mops, we've got bulldogs, we've got everything. We're trying to clean these bad boys off for you all. So we're trying our best. We know that the floors get a little bit yellowy, but if you sweat on the floor or there's different movements that take you to the ground, we're going to continue to ask that you use that mop bucket and make sure you wipe down your station after you're done with it. So that's what we've got for our mask and our cleaning protocols coming forward. We're looking forward to implementing those at the gym, continuing to keep our gym extremely clean and safe for everybody who's coming through the doors. And so now let's talk about what you can expect this week for programming. We are, a week or two into Murph training, and Street's got some more fun stuff planned for us this upcoming week.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of kicked you guys off into the deep end. We didn't use the ladder, just like straight Spartan kick into the pool. And so we're doing pretty good. We're treading water right now. And I would say that, last week was a bit of a shock, but that's mostly because we just haven't been doing that sort of volume, and not necessarily because we're not ready for it. So this week, you're going to see something very similar. That squat program, we're pretty much staying there. And the goal is that those percentages and that rep scheme feels better and better and better, right? First couple weeks, it's not going to feel good. We're not used to it. All right. But after the second week, we should be like, oh, okay, we're getting pretty used to that. This is a weight that I don't mind moving so much anymore. So that's the goal with that. And then we're going to continue to do variations of running and body weight movements. All right. This is going to be really good to get our cardio up, but it's also going to help us with our muscular endurance, right? We want to be safe this summer. We want to be ready for all these workouts. So we're putting in the time now before the heat gets too crazy, so that when it does get a little bit more warm, we're like, no big deal. We're ready for it. We're conditioned for it. So those are the types of things that you can expect to see this week as far as the CrossFit programming goes. The barbell club will be on a deload this week, which is kind of nice. It's a great opportunity if you're looking to get into barbell and you're like, I don't want to jump in when things are heavy. So a deload week is a great time to try barbell club out. Okay. It's also a great time for a deload week since we've had some athletes tackling these new workouts in this cycle. And we've also had quite a bit of athletes going through the quarterfinals this past week. So a perfect time for a barbell club to be a little bit on the lighter side, and a perfect time for you to go try it out if you have not already done that.
Yeah. And that takes us into another offering we have for the month of April. We mentioned this before, but if you're interested in talking with a coach one on one to figure out how you can best achieve some of the different goals you might have, we're offering that up to anybody who wants it during the month of April. Maybe you just came out of the open and you realize there's a specific movement you want. Maybe it's that first pull up, that first chest to bar, that first muscle up. Maybe it's that you want to look a certain way as summer is approaching or clean up your nutrition a little bit. Whatever it is, we want to make sure we're supporting you as best we can as coaches and as a community. So feel free to reach out to any of the coaches, say, hey, can I just grab some time with you all? We'll set up for a one-on-one and talk through a little bit about what are maybe some of the goals you have and what are some of the things that you're hoping to achieve in the near future. And we're happy to do that and meet with all of you to help you on your journey. Some other news we've got, softball is back. We made that update before. We've got our last week of registration until it'll be considered late registration. So if you are interested in participating in our Shoofly Sluggers softball team this year, the games start the first week of May. They'll be Tuesday and Thursday nights. Typically the games are 6:30, 7:30, or 8:30 p.m. So if you're interested, reach out to me. I'll make sure we get you on the roster and get you signed up. And with that, we're going to transition over to our Ask the Coaches Anything. Street made a mention that over the last number of weeks, we've had the Open, which had technically 4 different tests. We had a quarterfinals weekend, which was 5 different tests, and we had a number of athletes tackle them all. Street took on all of the different challenges as well as I did. So the question for this week is, out of the open workouts and out of the quarterfinal workouts, what was your favorite test or workout out of the bunch? Do you have one, Street?
I do. So my favorite was in the quarterfinals. I really enjoyed, I think it was test one, the handstand push-up one. I believe it was number one out the gate. I like strict movements, and I especially like a strict body weight movement. So that workout was really fun, and I love double unders. So like anything that has double unders in it, I love. I will tell you that I was very surprised by the dumbbell push press. So the first round, 10 strict handstand push-ups right onto the dumbbells for the 10 double dumbbell hang cleans, which I really like those as well. And then double unders. And then you get this 1 minute rest after you complete the 3 rounds of that. And you go into 10 kipping handstand push-ups, followed by 10 push press, followed by 50 double unders. And that's also 3 rounds. And you have 10 minutes to get through this. And that's including the 1 minute rest. So you have got to move. So I knew it was going to be a fast one. And I loved it. I thought it was such a great test. But what I was surprised by was how I felt on the dumbbell push press after doing kipping handstand push-ups. It was like my arms were not connected to my body. Like they were just phantom arms just wiggling around in space. So, but yeah, that was definitely my favorite one of the whole open and quarterfinals.
Yeah, that was definitely a tough test. It's funny because we are almost opposites when it comes to workouts that we enjoy and we like. As I think back on the different tests, test 1 and test 2, the handstand push-up one, as well as this big GHD one that I think everybody's heard about, definitely not my favorites. Those were just to survive and make it to the weekend. If I think about all of the different tests, I think the one that surprised me the most was test 4 in the quarterfinals, was to establish a 4 rep max front squat. And hadn't felt like I front squatted in a while, heavy that is. And so wasn't really sure what to expect going into it, and warmed up and felt pretty good. And my third attempt, able to hit 371 for 4, which was way, way above anything I anticipated. It was probably one of my better finishes out of the test. So it was very short and sweet, probably a big man's dream of just put some weight on a bar and move it a few times. So that was probably my favorite test because I think I surprised myself the most. I will say one of the most painful ones was test 3. If you thought that the dumbbell burpee box jump over test was nasty, do 120 wall balls and do 120 calories, and that's almost equally as nasty.
Yeah, I think from a programming standpoint, I actually really love that 4 rep front squat because when do you do 4 reps? Like people can have an idea about like, oh, what's my 1 rep? Even like 3 reps. People are like, oh, I've done a 3 rep, but hardly ever do you really know what you can do for 4 reps. And so I thought from a programming standpoint, that was a really good way to throw something unknowable at the community. And then I will say with the row and wall ball one, it was just 120 of each, and it got lonely. It got lonely sitting on that rower and just being like, this is a really long time to be rowing. So good stuff from Dave Castro this time around.
Yeah, and I will have to give a shout out to Chris Garrett on that one. He loved that workout so much that he wanted to do it. So he did it before I went just to kind of prove what was possible, and he crushed it, like absolutely crushed it. So shout out to him for putting himself in that position to do a quarterfinals workout and help us out to get a better insight into what we might be able to do to do it a little bit faster.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with that, we've got some new faces at the gym. As you've seen, we've had a variety of new folks coming through, testing out CrossFit Shoofly, seeing if it's a good community for what they're looking for in a gym. A couple athletes have decided to sign up and officially join our community. So those athletes coming up, Bridget, Adam's wife, is currently going through our foundations class. So she's learning all about the foundational movements of CrossFit and this crazy stuff that we get a chance to do every day. Andrew Duncan is also going through foundations right now. So you might have seen him at some of our afternoon classes, and he'll be getting some attention in terms of helping him on his fitness journey. Jay Schiffler, he's been coming to those afternoon classes. You've probably seen him. He's signed up and is now a member of our community. And Luke Robinson, who I think has been coming to the lunchtime fitness, hitting that noon class. He's also decided to sign up and join our community. So welcome them to our Shoofly community as they continue to get to know us as coaches and athletes in the community. It's always fun to have new folks come through. And we just have one birthday this upcoming week. That is Steve Smith. Steve is celebrating his birthday this week. So if you get a chance to see Steve, make sure to wish him a happy birthday from our Shoofly community.
You can have beer with him at Black Dog.
That's right. Yeah. And so with that, that's what we've got on tap for this upcoming week. Thank you all for tuning in again as we talked about our mask protocols, our cleaning protocols, just some of the things you can expect. We look forward to seeing you this upcoming week at Shoofly, and have a great Sunday, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.